Heel and welcome back to Astro's Playroom. In this part we're going to be going into SSD Speedway, the PS2 themed level of the game, and our little buddy here, I've just been letting his idle animations play. He's got his little VR headset. A little while ago while I was just getting ready he got his PSP out, or his Vita, or I'm not sure which, and started playing that. Some of them are pretty cool, but let's go into the level proper. So, Turbo Trail. This level, I'll say this is where it starts being a little bit more blind. I haven't played this for myself. Like I say, I've watched playthroughs of this, so there's a few things that I know are coming, but that was also shortly after the PS5 came out, so a lot of it buried in the depths of my memory, so there's still stuff to catch me off guard. There's something about the aesthetic of this opening area that could have been a disaster for me, something that I've always been a little bit uncomfortable looking at, which possibly because of my bad eyesight, but it's the black on red aesthetic. Sometimes that's a bit much. This level just about gets away with it to me. It helps that the red's in like little... There's like some proper blending effects down there, and I feel like that, you know, takes a lot of the intensity out of it, I guess. So what's that they're trying to do? I'm not sure what that's going for. That might just be a bit of a blank area in my PlayStation knowledge. So these things here control with the touchpad again. I'm gonna try and get the items that I see, but you know, controlling these hang gliders is not something I'm good at. It's not bad. There's the Buster Sword. Oh yeah. Like there's some of them that I have no way of getting, but I also do soy face a little bit when I see something that's just so like, yes, they know what they're doing, this is cool. And I feel it is cool as well that there's references to games that aren't PlayStation exclusives anymore, which is something that they weren't really doing for a while. Like, if you remember that PS3 All-Stars Battle game that was meant to be this big, like, PlayStation version of Smash Brothers that's like a big crossover game, but you load it up and there's no Crash, there's no Spyro, and it's like, what characters do you think of when you think PlayStation? Like, that game was kind of doomed from conception for that alone. The fact that it was kind of mid gameplay wise as well didn't help, but you know, like, if you're gonna do the big novelty crossover game, you gotta have the big stars, rather than just like the guy from BioShock and DMC Dante. That is, I want to say, Silent Hill. Looks a little bit morbid with the robot guy behind him. It's also something I'm glad about as well, the fact that they're not shying away from showing the more adult-oriented games. Because for a game with this kind of look, that's pain, they just spell it out. But for a game with this kind of look, I could see them trying to just keep it to the more family-friendly stuff, you Ratchet, you Jack, stuff like that. But no, they do have a little bit of everything. They have the family-friendly games, they have the more mature games. This is going above and beyond what it had to do, because they really didn't have to go that far. Here's Ratchet, there's Clank on his back. That's cool, even if Clank does look life challenged. Not sure what's going on there, because we had the Death Stranding one with the guy carrying the boxes, but huh. Can I get up here at all? Let's see. Maybe not, because that does look a bit tight for a platforming section. I don't think I can, no. Oh, there's Killzone. I've never played Killzone, but it does look like an interesting series. I watched Gaming Brits video on the first few games a little while ago, and for a shooter series, at least the earlier games that keep that 7th generation edge, I do want to give them a try at some point, like, especially if the early ones ever get any kind of remaster, so I'm not having to deal with the older consoles lacking. Oh, that's good. They actually remind idiots like me that you can do the hover nozzle. I've got to say, as well as this being your PlayStation series love letter, I am really glad that we have a new 3D platformer as the showcase for this. Oh god, here we go. Because it feels like for a little while... Oh, it's a rocket this time, that's cool. Even if I miss all the cool shit, let's try not to die here. It's using motion controls as well, great. And I plugged my controller in between recording sessions because I was dying, so you might hear the cable tapping my desk a bit, but we'll have to cope. But yeah, like it's great to have a 3D platformer game as their showpiece for the console. It feels like a little while since that's been a thing, because there has always been a sort of drip feed of 3D platformers after the initial hype wore off. But it feels like it's been a little while since we had anything high profile. It feels like it's been a while since a console's defining game in the early days has been this cool new 3D platform that you can have. But they've been making a comeback lately. We had... Oh, that's Vib Ribbon in the background. That's a bit of an obscure pick. But we had, like, the Switch come out with Mario Odyssey shortly after launch. I don't think the new Xbox had anything, but with that and the PS5 having this game, it's a good time if you like 3D platformers, which I do a lot. Admittedly, I've played more 2D platformers than 3D platformers, but if you're doing a console showpiece, you've got to have this big, high production 3D game. It's just, you got to really, ain't you? And I feel like this in particular is great because it's a way to show the PlayStation series how far it's come. Because the PS1, when you think of PS1 games, it was very much defined by Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon. You had these 3D games that were revolutionary at the time, but nowadays, I'm not saying they've aged horribly or anything, because they still have their appeal, but you know, you look at it and they're very much a product of their time, and this game is basically the modern day equivalent of that. This game is the showpiece of what the PS5 can do, in a similar way that they were a showpiece of what the PS1 could do. And I'm not sure what you'd say the showpiece was for the PS2. I guess I can't get through it yet. But it was probably stuff like Ratchet, Jack. Because for me, and this might... I'm not sure how people feel about this game these days, but what sold me on the PS2 originally was the Spider-Man game. The Spider-Man game that was based on the first Sam Raimi film. And that game, I remember it being, again, a sort of period piece, but I remember it being jank but fun to just sort of swing around. And I find for me, it's kind of coming full circle a bit, because the game that sold me on the PS5, the game that made me realise that, yeah, actually I do want to get this new system, and the first game I played on the PS5 when I got it, was Spider-Man Miles Morales, the Insomniac Spider-Man sequel. Which, yeah, I know there is a PS4 version of that, but the PS4 one, it's 30 FPS, it's got a few glitches. I wanted to play it as intended, so I waited... I can't believe I just did that. I waited until I was able to get the PS5 and held off on playing it until then, and I am glad to say it holds up. It's a much smaller scale game to the first Insomniac Spider-Man game, but I actually think that kind of works in its favour, because there's still plenty of extra cool stuff you can do in the game. There's still stuff you can go around and look for, and there's all the extra quests and that, but the main game, it doesn't outstay its welcome. Devil May Cry. I love it. I guess this is the way that they can show guns in... I think this game's either a 3+ or a 7+ game. Oh, there's the PlayStation dildo. God, that thing was kind of doomed to fail, wasn't it? And I hate saying stuff like that, but... whenever Sony have tried to imitate Nintendo, it has never worked well. Sony have always done best with the PlayStation when they've been doing their own thing. But it seems like whenever they try to do Nintendo's thing, like with the PlayStation Move being an obvious attempt at the Wiimote, they seem to miss the point, because the Wiimote, it was only... the motion control was only part of it. It was also just the game library in general. There was an immediate charm. There's Little Big Planet. It was like the immediate charm of just, you have these Mii characters and they're playing sports together, and the Move didn't really have anything like that. The Move... the fact that it came out partway through the PS3's lifespan as well didn't help. So it wasn't like something that defined the console like it did for the Wii. No, is that Wipeout? Yeah, they're the Wipeout cars. Huh. I like Wipeout. I only ever played the PS3 one, but I remember that being a lot of fun. I'm just yeeting all the guys into space now, poor bastards. Okay, I guess I've got to blow into the mic again, or keep talking, or do whatever. Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna blow it. I probably should have got on that, now I've got to wait for it. It's a live playthrough, so I'm pretty sure you're used to me blowing during these. Oh, that got me! I was not expecting that. Oh, we haven't had any of these yet. This is the PS2 disc, which had blue backgrounds, or backsides of the disc. I'm not sure why. Again, probably a security thing, make it harder to make counterfeits. I like that the disc, if you look at the artwork, it's a play on Ico. So that game, I've watched playthroughs of it, I played a bit myself. It was one of them games that I appreciate the art of, and probably controversial take here. I hope it gets a Blue Point remake, like Shadow of the Colossus did. So I do actually really enjoy that remake. It's one of them games that I understand why people don't like the remake. Shadow of the Colossus, to a lot of people, it's a bit of a sacred cow, and I fully understand why. I didn't get a checkpoint, that's strange. Maybe I did. Ah, I've gone back in a circle. But yeah, it's like the PS4 version of Shadow of the Colossus. I wouldn't say it's necessarily better or worse, but it's different. And for a game like Shadow of the Colossus, where it is a beloved game, and understandably so, it had a very distinct look to it, had a very distinct feel to it. Changing certain elements of it, that is going to put people off, and I think that's fair. To me, I think the Blue Point remake was respectful. It kind of kept what I like about Shadow of the Colossus, in that it's got this cool world that you go about. It's still got that sense of just you against these giant monsters. But, you know, it's got the revised control schemes, which that was always my big problem with the original Shadow of the Colossus. Admittedly, I played the PS3 version, which from everyone I know who's played the PS2 one, apparently the PS3 one wasn't that great of a port. But the control was definitely much smoother in the PS4 game. I am liking this gun. I feel like more 3D platformers should try to incorporate gunplay. I just realised that it's kinda difficult for them to do and make work because you need specific level design that accommodates it and specific enemy behaviour, and you also have the necessity to make it like a child-friendly gun system because a lot of these games are trying to appeal to children. I sort of recognise that ship from somewhere, but I'm not sure what. Huh. And there's also the fact that Shadow the Hedgehog kind of muddied the discourse when it comes to that. Because for all you can say about Shadow the Hedgehog, the gunplay is fantastic. The gunplay definitely sets it apart from Heroes to me. It makes it run a lot smoother. Like, the health bar enemies are much less frustrating when you can just shoot them and they go down really quickly, rather than having to homing attack the bastards for what seems like ages. Okay, what's gonna go on here? Okay. I should probably get away. I just had that moment of realisation a little bit late. I've been there. I think I've been there, yeah. Orbital obstacles. Rocket time. I imagine there's going to be some secrets around, so I may take my time with this. Assuming I can take my time and I'm not going to break out of bounds and get myself killed or something. I'm not sure to what extent the motion controls are actually affecting the direction I'm going in, because using either the left or right trigger seems to be controlling me direction decently enough. Although that seems to be more so the speed, maybe? Oh, no, we've got to be careful here. Be very careful here. No, fuck! I can see this being the ice ball section of this level. Let's try that again. No, don't want to touch the thing. Anything more down here? Okay, no, it doesn't look like it. It's better be good. Oh, it's just one of these. Okay. Now, is it quicker to try and go back round, or is it quicker to die? It's quicker to die. I'll use that as my excuse. So yeah, let's try and just get a couple more of these. Oh, the coins maybe respawn. I think I got those, although maybe that's just my... Yeah, they do respawn. Okay, so theoretically, I could probably grind them. Maybe? I didn't see whether it reset my own coin score. I don't think you realise how nervous I am with these things being one touch to kill. This is the PS2 Slim. I had the original Fat model, which, as far as I recall, I think this one had a faster disk read speed and that made loading times quicker. I may be wrong on that, but I seem to recall people saying that back in the day as like the justification for upgrading to the Slim PS2. Let's be quick and hopefully I'll avoid the bullshit here. Yeah, I just had the original PS2 and that kind of served me because, like I say, I was more of a Sega and Nintendo kid, so I wasn't really in any rush to play a load of PS2 stuff. Also, what was going on in my life at that time, I really wasn't in a position to be spending loads and loads of money on games, so that's why a lot of the games I played from that period, mostly like Sonic and Pokemon, the safe picks that I knew I'd want to play, just wasn't really in a position to be spending loads of money on games at that point. but sometimes it be like that. I consider myself quite fortunate now that playing games for a living means that I can justify spending a bit more money on games. I do get to play a good handful of different games. I've been able to come out of my shell a bit, come out of my comfort zone. This is a SingStar microphone. It's recognising that I'm talking into the mic. SingStar was one of them series that they got a lot of mileage out of, wasn't it? Like, they had SingStar packs for quite a lot of different genres of music, and just, I think a couple of bands. I think there was a specific Queen one on the PS3, and like, they did Queen, they did Take That, I think. I don't know if the Take That one ever came out internationally, because I don't think Take That ever did that well outside the UK. Again, try and go up. No, my strategy didn't work. I was trying to go up quickly and it didn't play out how I was hoping. There we go, cool. This is going very well, but what's he playing in the background there? I rat something. It's a bit small on the screen. I can't really make it out. But I want this thing. Probably wasn't worth killing myself for, but it keeps it even if you die, and I appreciate that very much. Oh, we got a boss. Sort of. So I've noticed that for the second hit, you only really get a chance to hit it when his laser is near it. And I've also got to dodge these things lest it just... Oh, here we go, this might be it. Now let's get the hell out of the way. And now he's got one of these. Cool. I'm gonna have a hell of a time cutting this down in post. I'm trying to keep things a lot more casual, but sometimes I gotta trim it down. Oh, they're playing God of War. I don't think any of them look old enough to be playing God of War, and those composite sockets look way too big, but never mind. God of War 1's pretty fun, actually. I played that for the first time a couple of years ago. Like, shortly after playing the PS4 game. Holds up pretty well. There we go, good old trusty fat PS2. The monolith itself with that. I've got to turn the controller around. That little thing on the side there. If someone can clear this up for me, I am very curious. Does that have something to do with holding the disc in place, depending on which way up you got? Like the console set. I've heard people say that you're supposed to have it so it's facing down if you got it like that, and it's meant to be facing up if you got it vertical like that. But that might just be a myth. That might just be something that someone assumed one day and rolled with it. Also, seeing this has reminded me of a post I saw someone make a little while ago in regards to that little section on the back there. I haven't checked for myself, but apparently that is empty, and I remember someone making this post, I forget where, but apparently they talked about how that was where they hid their weed, so that if they ever got raided, no one would think to look for weed in the back of a PS2. I think it's degeneracy, but I also, I can't fault the intuition. There she stands. So let's see what I can find here now. I didn't actually get that many artifacts. I'm not sure if I missed a lot of them, or if there just aren't as many here and you got to get more of them through the gacha. I like that we have a ladder just to get up on the PS2 here because it's so huge. See what we can get here. I don't think I've got as many coins this time around, but let's just get what we can get. On the plus side, it looks like we're going to end up with around 0 at the end. So that will be nice to end the part on at least. So I'm mostly getting new pieces. I want a new artifact. Come on, give me a new artifact. They're cool. There's the PS2 with the Ico disc. Nice. And that's all we got. Don't mind me, this is fun. I'm curious how much crossover there is between the pieces you find in the levels versus the pieces you get from the gacha. Like whether they're exclusive to either the level or the gacha. There he is with his PSP. What's he playing? Let's see if I can get the camera in. Okay, no I can't. Oh well. This guy probably sings with a synthesized voice, and I kind of want to hear that now. Didn't look at many of these guys on the way around. Huh, what's this? I didn't know about this. Oh, so this is our little showcase of all the things we got. This is cool. I didn't realise you could do this, huh? So I guess this is how you tell if you got everything. That's neat. Let's make our way back to the main hub. New speedrun challenges are available from CPU Plaza. Okay, so we're getting new batch of these after every level, I take it. I think I'm going to stick to just the main game for now, but it is kind of cool that they're encouraging you to replay it and, you know, just get faster times and whatnot. Oh, can I knock anything down in here with this? I didn't actually try that. Oh, there we go. Ah. Can't get in there though, that's a shame. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for part 2 of Astro's Playroom. Join me next time where we'll be going into the PS3 stage, Cooling Springs. I'll see you then. Bye bye for now.